Yep, I heard about a large convoy going into Pennsylvania from the East Coast as well on I-70 into the Pennsylvania and on into Ohio in the last few days as well.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff moving.
Among many convoys, Hawk. I mean,
yes.
This is nothing new, but this different colored green, they said, with absolutely no markings.
Okay.
Very different.
So where do you think it's leading us? Is this okay, or is this a bad thing?
Well, it's just more of the same. Let's look at the real numbers. When you look at what the debt is already, and now with this raised debt ceiling, you're talking roughly $40,000 each American is in debt. It's never going to be paid off. It's a joke. And so they're just going to keep raising it and raising it, and at the same time, they're destroying the economy and destroying the foundation of the nation. It'll never be paid off. Just look at the numbers.
Okay, you said destroying the economy, but it was just announced today the jobless rate dropped to 9.7% from double digits, so maybe what the U.S. is doing is working. Maybe the economy is improving.
It's less worse. It's not more better. So when you're looking, what did they add? About another 800,000 people to the unemployment rolls since the Great Recession began. They have to create 1.5 million jobs a year just to stay even with population growth. That doesn't include all the small businesses, all the entrepreneurs whose businesses are up 30, 40, 50%. That doesn't go into the unemployment. It doesn't include all of those students that got out of school years ago with their degrees in industrial relations and foreign affairs and art history and MBAs that don't have jobs. No, it's not getting better. Remember, this is only a stimulus cover-up. Look what's going on with the stock markets around the world. China reeled in its excess spending and easy lending, and the markets are collapsing worldwide. The crash of 2010, as we predicted, has begun.
Well, couldn't you argue there's concerns in international markets over concerns that some countries will default on their obligations? Couldn't you argue that if the U.S. didn't raise the debt ceiling and began to entertain defaulting on any of their obligations, it would create more of a crisis like you're talking about?
Well, let's look at what the crisis in Europe is about. You have countries like Greece and Portugal and Ireland and Spain that have budget deficits far beyond the 3% GDP that they're recommending under the European Monetary Union. So what's Greece is about 12.9% of the GDP, their budget deficit? Hey, try this one on. How about 10.6% in the United States? That's what the budget deficit is to the GDP. So